Okay, hello and welcome to the Oh God Why podcast, where we ask the question, Oh God Why, when we are responding to something. Today you have me, your host also, and my co-host Randy Modulan and Peter Liu. How you guys doing?
Yo, what up? I'm doing pretty well.
Nice. What about you, Peter?
I mean,
Nice. So, Randy, you weren't here with us last week, but
so
you said you went to, I forget where it was, but where did you went and how was your trip?
I went to the Poconos, dude. So I have this nice little reoccurring bit, which is that any location of minor elevation is the Poconos. So like if you go on a hill, that's the Poconos. You go on Mount Everest, it's still the Poconos. It's just all the Poconos.
Okay, I see.
Wait, forgive
same
my
here. I have no
Where
idea
is-
where the Poconos are.
Where
Where
is the
is the
Poconos?
Poconos though? So like either way, moving on.
Yeah,
So
what
it turns
even
out
is
they
it?
have this like cabins or something out in the Poconos. So we went out there, hung out with my grandma, had a very good time, hung out with my brother, played some board games. It's good. I won a game of Settlers of Catan, which made me feel very good. It was a real good time. You don't know about Settlers
Forgive
of
my ignorance
Catan?
again, but I don't
No
know
idea.
what that game is.
If I had a metaphorical table to flip, it would
I
be
do not know
metaphorically
what it is.
flipped.
Okay, but
Settlers
explain
of
to us.
Catan. Settlers of Catan is one of the most high selling. That's not how words work. One of the highest selling board games of all time. It is the gateway drug for like nerdy board games. So you know how like when you were young, you probably played like Monopoly or
Oh,
like
no.
Sorry or Trouble or like
Mhm.
you know like those kinds of board games. There is a whole other realm of board games which are wildly more interesting and infinitely more fun to play. And the gateway, the sort of the place most people start because it's so popular, is Catan.
Mhm.
If you want to get into board games, you should play Catan. It's very, very good.
Okay, Randy, you know I'm not the biggest knowledgeable of board games and like tabletop games, but what's the difference between like a tabletop game and like D&D?
So D&D is really interesting because you technically don't really need much of anything to play D&D. For most things, for most tabletop games, so like let's say you want to play Catan. Catan has a very specific board. It comes with cards, it comes with pieces and dice, and you set it up in a very specific manner, and then you play. It has its own very specific rule book that you play it with. Dungeons and Dragons is really just a set of rules, and how you play it is entirely up to you. I have played Dungeons and Dragons where I like drew out a bunch of maps and painted a bunch of miniatures and printed out character sheets, and I had all of my rule books set up like a proper board game. And I've also played Dungeons and Dragons sitting at my 7th grade lunch table, where I just sort of described what was happening and everyone else would imagine it. I brought the dice with me from home and we went from there. D&D can be played online, offline, on a table, anywhere. Super nice.
Okay. So I'm getting the understanding like D&D can really use anything you need, you know, the bare minimum to like the full on like 5 strides.
Yeah, I currently play D&D using an online application that allows me to make maps and character sheets, and then everyone can interact with them in real time.
Okay, I see.
There's a million and one way. I'm sure that if you went out and asked people that play Dungeons and Dragons, how do you play Dungeons and Dragons, you'd get a plethora of answers.
Okay. So yeah, no. So okay, thank you for telling us that, Randy. So Peter, I know I've been helping you recently building a PC. So how's that been going mainly? Because with the whole ice thing, you know?
Well, I've not heard about that.
Yeah. Yeah, so like unfortunately, like the US
It
government
was
like
ice itself, right?
passed like a bill or like a law or whatever that like stated or ICE itself. I like didn't know like who wrote it up. So basically, they were to like turn all international students away to their home countries if they're taking online courses this next semester at universities.
Yeah.
So obviously, that's not a very good decision. Like it faced enormous backlash. And
Yeah.
like people everywhere demanded for this like to be taken
Okay.
back. And eventually it did, like a
So
couple days ago.
So because of this, you originally were going to buy a laptop, but you switched
Or,
it
like,
up, and you're deciding to buy a PC now, right? Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
that happened.
presume
But,
the specifics of the PC were discussed last time.
No, because it's just
No?
been more a personal thing. I've been helping with Peter, you know. So
Okay, I haven't heard, so I wasn't sure.
yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, so
But yeah, no, though, yeah, that's what we've been doing. I've been studying from my classes so far. I'm not doing so great in math.
Math is hard.
Yeah, no, yeah,
that's
no, it's definitely a
unfortunate.
more difficult kind of thing than
math
from
is
high school math. You know what I mean? Which I was like
Yeah,
doing.
no.
I was doing in strides. You know, I didn't need to really look at the work. I just like, okay, I know what
Yeah.
I'm doing. This is like, okay, what the hell am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I need to pay attention now.
I am
I'm in like calc,
What kind
more or
of
less.
math are you in?
tight. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, fucking. I am
Fair enough.
incredibly worried
do not like
because
calculus.
I am not yet in college. I haven't even signed up for classes yet. But a lot of my friends are. And so I just get to hear all these people be like, "This is the fucking craziest thing," and it's like, "Bleh," and I'm like, "Oh no, shit."
Yeah, no, it's a lot more different, Randy. So like, how
I'm
you know,
aware
like
it's different. I'm just worried it's
yeah, very
hard.
different, say at least. You know, like how in like science you need to show our work. You know, like proving the equations and stuff.
Yeah.
Now do that, but with math.
Yeah, I already do that with math. That's how you do math.
Yeah, no, but with every single step.
Yeah, that's how you do math. That's how math works.
Well, I mean, is
Yes,
that
no,
how
no,
you're
but like
supposed to
a
do math,
whole
though?
different
Show your
level,
work
if
every
that makes
step?
sense. You need to prove it. You need to prove your work.
Or when you say that, do you mean actual proofs? Because if so, gross.
Yes.
Oh, yucko. I don't like that. Proofs are my least favorite part of
no.
math.
I don't like that.
No shit. You know, so that's what I've been doing. You know, I've been doing limits and stuff. Like I already did limits, so I was like, okay, this should be easy. I was wrong.
Yeah, good fucking luck.
Yeah, no. Trust me, and my midterm did not do so hot. I have to study like 2 to 3 hours for this one class. Let alone I have another class where I've been just getting a bit behind on because of the math, you know. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm
to
trying
be
to
frank-
work out my schedule
just
to
skip the
prepare
math.
for whatever fucking monstrous upheaval college does to my schedule.
Oh no, trust me, it's going to destroy your schedule.
No, not yet.
So
I
you
still
don't
need
have
to
your
do that.
college class
You probably
schedule
should do
yet,
it sometime
Randy?
like today.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Unfortunate. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I have my schedule and it's kind of fucked up. So like on like Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I
Why
have
would
like
you-
2 classes, one at
Oh,
like
why
8
would you
and
have an
one
8
at
a.m.
9,
class?
and
That
then I
sounds
go home at
yucko.
like 10.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm
That's like
sorry for your
required.
life.
It's only at 8 a.m.
You know,
I can't change the time. Yeah, it's fine though, because I go
That's
home
nice.
after
yeah,
my
no.
second
The thing
class,
is, like
which is
for
at like
me,
10.
my classes,
30.
they're all
Yeah.
on Zoom more or less. So I'm stuck at
Fair.
home. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
like
mean,
if I'm
that's
gonna be honest,
both an
Zoom learning
advantage
you
and a
do nothing.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
You know.
My school is opening. Supposedly, my school is opening up into dormitories.
Yeah.
But I
That sounds like a bad idea.
100% like day
Oh, no.
2. Like we're shutting down.
Yeah,
go
that sounds
home.
really bad.
Like
You know, that's
I'm
gonna be
fucking-
happening.
I'm
just
not
being
tripping.
honest.
I understand. People are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'll do my best. I'm
Please
pretty
stay
healthy. I'll
safe,
be
Randy.
fine. What I'm more worried about is my brother.
Yeah. The thing is with the whole coronavirus, it's like it doesn't matter if you're healthy or not, you know, you're gonna
Yeah.
get fucked by that.
Oh, it's gonna fucking suck in a major way, but I don't think I'll die from it.
Yeah.
It depends, because you see healthy people are actually even like healthy younger people are like, if they don't die, their whole body's fucked up for the rest of their lives. Like they're like, I'm pretty sure it's been comparable to like lung cancer.
That's pretty fucking hardcore.
You know, let's not talk about like
In other
all the
news, death
possibilities that we might
approaches.
die.
Other words, water's wet.
Here, you want a topic change?
Yeah.
Skullgirls. I've been playing a lot of it. It's fun.
How is it?
You don't know what Skullgirls is?
Hang on, time out. What is that?
Umar?
Yes, I know what it is actually.
I don't know.
Yay!
A lot of things.
Okay, Skullgirls is a 2D fighting game that came out like a decade ago.
Is it that old actually?
It's around that old.
Like, let me check because that was like 5 or 6.
It came out in 2011.
Oh damn, that's old.
Yeah. And it's so fun. It's such, to this day, still an incredible fighting game.
Oh.
I picked it up. I've tried to pick it up so many times, but there's a problem. It's that I'm bad.
Yeah.
I recently tried to pick it up again, and after spending the better part of a day doing the tutorial, I'm on like day 2. Today's my 3rd day of the game. And it's so good. I wish I could impart. The tutorial itself is like 40 steps and like legitimately challenging. If you've ever played a fighting game, first of all, most of them don't even have a tutorial, and the ones that do are like, this is the punch button, and this is the grab button. Fucking good luck. Yeah, the Skullgirls are like, okay, these are all the controls, these are the mechanics, here's how you build your own combos, this is how you do mix-ups, this is how you block them. Like, it's a really in-depth tutorial that actually really fucking teaches you something, and it's legitimately kind of hard to do for the first, like, it took me a very long time to be able to do it competently. They have special what's up?
Wait, so how does it
like what are so how's like to like
compared to like other
really
fighting games?
There are 14 characters. Every character has it's a 6-button fighter, which means there's light, medium, heavy punches and kicks. Every character has a standing for each of those 6, a crouching, a jumping. Some characters have specifics. For example, some characters, when you push forward and do heavy punch, is different from when you're standing and push heavy punch. There's a very large variety in the moveset, and each character is really like good and interesting. Like every character feels fleshed out and like they kind of do their own thing. But the thing I really like about it is that they go through so much effort to teach you how to play the game. On day 2, I was making my own, like yesterday, I built my own combo and I practiced it until I could do it in its completion. And I felt so fucking accomplished. I have not even played a single match against another person. I have derived 2 full days of experience out of tutorial and like trial modes. It's so good. It's like $10 on Xbox. I don't know how much it is. It's cheap. You can pick it up for pretty cheap.
Yeah. Actually, you know what I find interesting with Skullgirls? Fuck, I can't speak today.
Skullgirls, yeah, I feel it's hard.
It's more the financial turmoil after it was released.
Yeah, oh my god.
It's ridiculous. Like half the team was dissolved or more or less after that, even when they were saying, oh yeah, we'll support it, and they had to go to Kickstarter because the publisher got into deep shit for some shady stuff.
They worked on that game.
Someone fucked them over again.
Yeah, no, they worked on that game for a full year with no pay.
I know, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's fucking bonkers.
Oh, really?
I am surprised that game still exists.
I assume it's just because of all the fan base, more or less. You know what I mean?
Yep. It really sucks because this year was gonna be when EVO moved to EVO Online, this was gonna be the very first year that Skullgirls was a mainline event.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, and then EVO Online obviously had some rapey problems, and so now it looks like it might not even be
a Smash issue?
I don't know. I just heard it was a general, like the guy who organizes or runs EVO or whatever had some problem. I don't even know. Something about gross rapiness.
I mean, to be frank, have you heard about the whole situation with the Smash Bros?
What's going on? No, I haven't.
The community, because nearly all the pros are like pedos or like sexual offenders.
No.
Nearly all of them. Like, I mean, if you look at the Smash Bros subreddit community, there's still the top mod posts of continuously updating of who's been accused and who's admitted that they've done that.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I am in no way like a big esports competitive player, but whenever I hear about whenever some fucking player trickles down to me, then I know they're hot shit. And I would absolutely, it would fucking suck so much if I heard of some cool player was like, oh my god, that's so tight, and then it came out they were a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, no, it's really shit's fucked right now with that whole situation because it's continuously updating it, and remember what was the first Twitch controversy Sam and Tolkien or something? So what happened was it actually came out actually what happened. And the thing is, she got raped more or less, and everyone just was pressuring her to say no, and everyone kind of was after a few years like, oh, that was fucked up, and everything has gotten reignited more or less. And the thing is, the guy who like raped her more or less is trying to like push it down because no one in his fan base knows what actually happened, and the mods are deleting any mention of that.
That's so fucking gross.
Yeah, I know. It's called, people who would, I guess, in normal terms would not be considered, appealing would be appealing, because it's like, oh, I can press how many, buttons with a game. You know what I mean?
So fucking yucko. As someone someone, I have a very close friend who is trying super hard to become a competitive player and to do shit like that. And so to hear that other competitive players are just fucking blowing it is like, ugh.
I mean, here's the thing: is he a rapist?
What are you doing? I sure hope. I mean, as far as I'm aware, no. But I fucking who knows?
Fair enough.
Like, it's just so fucking gross.
It's like
to
anything
hear that someone's like fucking gone through the effort to reach that point where they are like widely known, and they're like, "Hey, fucking children are neat, right?"
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
And then why bother building up such like a
blew it all, you wasted it
just for you to ruin it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really surprised because this seems stuff that would have definitely happened. Like the thing is, the whole Me Too movement, whereas you see a bunch of people like when these companies or like some person saying, "Oh no, here's X, Y, and Z," then you have these people like say, "Oh yeah, see, this person was wrong," and you're trying to like, "Oh yeah, no, my biggest hero wouldn't rape someone or hurt someone," where it could easily be, but there's also situations where they never did, and it's just like because of this whole, it's on cancel culture. It's like this this sort of like mob mentality because innocent until proven guilty, right? In our U.S. System, or at least that's supposed to be.
Oh, speaking of which, have you guys heard all the funny news around I can't really like Ghost of Tsushima or something like that new samurai game?
Yes, actually, no, I haven't. But before we do, I'm just gonna say we're gonna have an ad break right here. If that's fair.
Tight. A little ad break.
Yeah.
Ads.
Anyway, we're back now. So anyway, we're talking about the Ghost of Tsushima, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that new samurai game. I keep seeing this shit everywhere. It's the funniest thing to me, which is like white people being like, white people can't make this game. This is Japanese culture. We can't do that. Fucking cancel Ghost of Tsushima.
Wait, it was actually made by who?
Wait, really?
Ghost of Tsushima is being made by some American developer.
Okay.
And a bunch of white people are being like, you can't do that. And then a bunch of Japanese people are responding like, we don't give a shit. We're just happy a samurai game's coming out.
No, if it's like being offensive, that's maybe a different story then,
Yeah, exactly.
No, the gist of the story is just a bunch of white people are saying white people can't make this, and a bunch of Japanese people were being like, at least the game's coming out. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I think it's more kind of if it was being offensive, then that's a different story then,
I presume? What's up?
I'm saying if it's
but
okay, I was saying if it was offensive, that's maybe a different story then. But if it's just and like kind of respecting the lore and such, like of the like Japanese like mythology and stuff, because that's what I understand. It's like a mythology game, more or less, like kind of sort of like in the same realms of God of War and what else I'm forgetting? What's that and Witcher, and then like what's that game? It's like with in like a European like Portuguese man in Japan like fighting demons. I'm forgetting the name of it now. It's like not Nor, but I don't know. Forget. But like I understand like respecting the mythology of like each respective culture it's taking. Now if it's like being insultive, like
well, I assume it's fine based on the fact that the only people getting upset about this game of Japanese culture is white people.
Fair enough.
Which are the people that have like no stake in that culture. We're not worried. That's not ours. Like,
yeah, like I always
it's like
am like puzzled when white people do this. Like this is not like the only example. Like people try to like push like the cultural appropriation.
The thing is, it's more akin to when you're profiting off of it before you would have insulted it. I think that's the main issue. Because like most people, I don't really care if like a person likes Indian food. That's fine by me, I don't care if they want to open a restaurant. That's fine by me. But when they start saying like, "Oh, this is my own original thing," without giving the due credit, I think that's where the issue rise more or less anything else, if that makes sense.
My presumption is that that isn't happening because all of the
it's like
all the
quite
people
obvious, but like
that are actually Japanese that talk about this game seem to enjoy it. So yeah, as a white person myself, I don't understand why we are so concerned about how what's the way to put this in a way that doesn't sound stupid? We get angry at how we portray cultures rather than other cultures being upset with us. Like we kind of put it on ourselves. It's kind of like if you did something, like if you went out, like let's say you ate something that you ate a pretzel.
Yeah.
And then instead of someone else being mad that it's like, hey, you ate my fucking pretzel, you asshole. You went, God damn it, I ate that pretzel. Fuck.
I mean, I think the more issue is akin to like Western, like recent Western history with colonialism and imperialism, where for a long time in these cultures, you know, you like these Western countries or Western nations kind of disregarded them. You know, said, oh, these are subpar. They need the white savior man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So instead of like being like putting pressure on this culture, it's a reversal, more as like a reverb, if that makes sense. You know, because there's a lot of fucked up shit. You have to remember that a lot of these like Western nations did to their own colonies, you know. So like, because you have to understand, like, if you sound like with the United States committed genocides against Native Americans. The Canadians did the same, the Australians as well, you know, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have these Europeans like with British and French causing purposeful famines in Asia and Africa. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a more of a reversal of that. It's like, okay, maybe we shouldn't do that because it could lead to something like that, you know?
That's fair.
Because my understanding, it's more as like a perversion of like my understanding of that. Because most of that stuff that was done in the name of profit, right?
Yeah.
So now if you do that, it's like, but in the name of profit, you know, like saying like, oh yes, here's like some braided hair, and the braided hair is like, what the fuck? I think every culture does that, you know, like the specific type, you know, and saying it's ours now and for profit. I think that's where people get annoyed at. It's like, wait a minute, you're doing the same thing, but if that makes sense, like,
wait a minute, I know you're doing colonialism again. Fuck
yeah, more it's like neo-colonialism, but instead of being literally invasion, it's more of a cultural one.
Yeah,
you know, like again, most people don't care because it's like, hey, if you give the due respects, you know, it's like, hey, this came from like Polish like literature from like with the Witcher games, or this came from Greek or like, you know, Norse mythology from like Helsing and not Helsing, no, like Helsana Blade or something, and God of War. Like if you admit that, or if you say like, okay, yeah, we inspired from this, you know, like there's some sort of statement, I don't think people are gonna care. But when people don't say that, then I think the issue arrives, you know. But people are like perverting that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know how much the official statement's important. If you're going into God of War, and you are surprised when it has, you know what I mean, gods in it, what were you expecting? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this.
Yeah, I'm not saying like it needs to be official, but like the creators say, like in some sort of thing, it's like, oh yeah, we base this off of X, Y, and Z. You know, like are talking about our inspiration.
I think it's just important that you're that you're clear about your inspirations. I think.
Yeah, I think that's the main issue. That
I think it's less important that you're like, hey, this is our new game, God of War. By the way, Norse mythology. I think it's more important that you don't go like, this is our game, God of War, that we came up with. This is all like, this is our thing. This is from nowhere else. At that point, that feels kind of fucked up.
Yeah, no, that's my point, because that's what sort of like people are afraid of happening. You know, it's like, fair enough. You know, that's understandable. That should be called out. But like most people, like, but I remember there was this like white girl wearing, like, it was a few years ago, like wearing a Chinese dress for a prom, and everyone got mad. It's like most people, I don't think, gave a shit. You know, then you see like, because the thing is like a lot of this stuff, you know, it's just like, it's like if they say it's like, oh, I like this X, Y, and Z, you know, and saying, oh no, it's like I made it myself. It's like, you know, that claiming your own someone else's work by yourself. You know, I think that's what it boils down to.
Plagiarism.
You know. Yeah, I think that's the main issue more than anything else, is like this fear of the fear of like this neo-colonialism, and then this plagiarism as well, because of this our capitalist notion.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it's really important that we sort of do things with like mythology and culture, because that shit's so cool.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone denies that, but I think it's just more akin to people who don't want to have that like same mistake of, because we live in a capitalist society, Randy. So if it's not art, then it's for profit, and if that profit is like taking from another culture and saying it's its own thing, you know, like saying it's like inside, it's like, oh, we inspired off of this, or it's like, clearly based off of something. In a sense, like, no, it's our thing.
Yeah.
I mean, people definitely do that still.
I think the bigger issue here is plagiarism. I think
Yeah, no,
the
definitely,
issue
when
it's
it comes
getting
to
wrapped up in is cultural appropriation. I think these things
yeah,
are
no,
getting
that is
confused.
true. Because we've seen plagiarism happen before in like gaming, and it's like nobody really gave a shit. Yeah, no, because it's one thing to plagiarize,
No,
but
it
it's another thing
happens
to
all the
plagiarize
time,
for
yeah.
profit. That's where it's
Fair.
like, okay, you want to plagiarize, fine by me, but if you're doing it for profit, that's a different story then.
I feel you.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah. Speaking of plagiarized games, have you guys seen like all those like fucking bootleg running games?
Yes,
like
I've
Subway
played a run
Surfers,
with
but, like,
friends.
it's bad.
hmm
Yeah.
Or like
My
the
little brother
crazy
plays
grandma,
the
whatever
Tom
the
the
fuck it's
Talking
called.
Cat, but he's a superhero one.
That's a
There's-
thing.
Why are there so many of them? That just occurred to me. Holy shit, there's a lot of those.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, like if you just go into App Store and you search up like
I mean,
Subway
I guess
Surfers
it makes
and just
sense because
scroll
like
down.
it's a type of game. Like what's the word? As we discussed the last time I was here, it's a format of game that fits the medium it's on. Like it's a game that entirely is based around swiping. And what platform does swiping better than almost every other?
A phone.
So it kind of makes sense that that kind of game would be popular on
Mobiles
phones
or tablets.
Yeah, no.
Just like how for some reason most like quick 2-second launch topic. I was going on a Steam deep dive the other day, having a look at. There was a giant sale of like 1,000 games, and I was just going through looking at them all. And I had a strange realization, which is the majority of like porn games are tile puzzles.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, well, the thing is, man, I've started to realize most porn games are also visual novels, but they're visual novels with where you have to buy the porn elements as DLC on Steam, which is stupid.
No, but I mean, like there's a lot of games where it's like Pussy 3, and it's like, oh wow, that's a game, and then you like, what? I wonder what the gameplay for that's like, and then you open it up, and it's just like a tile solver, like all like you have an image, and all the pieces are mixed up, and you have to make it to reveal your smut, and that just feels like smut with extra steps. Like, why not just look up porn at that point?
Well, I mean, here's the thing: why are there porn RPGs then?
Well, I mean, I can understand that a little bit because that's like it adds to it. You know what I mean? It's a new experience.
Yeah, but if you think about adding tiles, it's sort of like stripping it to some extent, like removing the tiles, stripping. Like you understand the correlation there?
Kinda, I guess. But the problem is that like, what's it? In an RPG, it's like whatever. You have like characters and story, and like there's actual gameplay. Like the stuff happens.
Yeah.
Tile solver, you're just like. It'd be like, hey, Randy, can I get a picture of a car?
Jesus, yeah.
Sure, but you have to open 15 envelopes first. Like, why? Just look up a picture of a car.
Yeah,
I
took a look at that
it.
game. It's really bad.
I don't understand. I am not a big. What's the way to put this? I'm not a big porn man. I don't really do porn.
Yeah.
So I don't. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm not like with it. Like I just don't get it. But like, I don't understand why that's so prevalent.
Well, you see here, Randy, I'm a porn connoisseur, if that makes sense.
Oh, are you?
Yes, exactly. The exact opposite of you are. No, but but seriously, all jokes aside, though,
oh god,
with stuff like that, it's just more akin to like this dopamine rush. It's like if you put more effort into it, you get more dopamine out of it. You know, the risk versus reward.
Fair, I guess.
I'm
just explaining the scientific reason to that, you know. So like with the dopamine rush, you know, so let's say if you're opening a present, you don't know what it is, but it's like something big and your parents say it's expensive and it's nice. You know, you don't know what it is, but you're excited for that. When you open it, you either get a big dopamine rush, you know, like you either estimate correctly or you overestimate or and you're disappointed, even though they may have been directly descriptive. Now, if it's saying like something like, oh, it's a pair of headphones, you know, if you get more and more descriptive, but don't give the full detail, your dopamine gets set on for how much it is.
Fair. I love the scientific angle we've taken
Yeah,
to
yeah, I
tile
get
solving
what you
porn
mean.
game.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god, no! I need 2 seconds. I want to
Oh,
make a video. I
God.
might make a YouTube video about this at some point. There is a man.
Mhm.
There's a development team. I don't know if it's one guy. I don't even know if it's a dude. I'm assuming based on
Mhm.
his works. Ghost Rust Gaming.
None of
Ghost
it.
Rust is a developer that has made like 78 games, and they all cost like $1 each.
Mhm.
And each one is more fucking cursed than the last. If you wanna have an interesting time,
Oh, God.
just go to Steam and look at all the games by Ghost Rust, and your brain
Ghost
will
Rust?
fucking dissolve. Like Ghost_RUS. Dude, that man is my natural enemy.
Ghost
Fucking
Rust.
like he triggers
Okay,
my
I'm looking at
fucking fight or flight response.
Go.
Let's see.
I might make a video about that at some point.
Ghost Rust.
Yeah, he has like 78
Games
fucking
mega
games.
bundle.
Mhm.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's super on sale.
70% off.
Okay, the first thing I see is Gay World,
German
and you're a policeman
Fortress
trying to arrest all the
3D.
straight people. Okay, this
Yep.
is like a
He plays
reactionary
gay
sort of
police.
bullshit I hate, you know what I mean?
It's so fucking cursed.
Okay.
I
This
did
reviews is mostly negative.
I did find probably my favorite game during that binge, which was Are you ready for this? Brace yourself. Kind of.
Is it another porn game?
Okay, so get ready for it. I'm gonna say this title very
God.
slowly,
Go
just
ahead.
so we can kind of absorb it. Hentai Nazi Hitler is back.
Oh, I know this game actually.
You do? Are you familiar with Hentai
Yes, I'm
Nazi
familiar with this
Hitler is-
actually.
Oh my god.
I
What
can't.
the fuck?
I can't with this fucking game. Every single word of this game's title is like a punch.
You thought it was
Yeah,
so
didn't
easy.
Moist Critical do
No.
a playthrough of this or something,
don't
if I remember
know.
correctly?
He is
All
back.
I know is like I just reading that title, like word by word,
Mhm.
kills me. Like every word, it feels like being stabbed.
Overwhelmingly positive.
I
Like
feel like we
hentai.
talked about this though.
Nazi. Shink. I'm not ready.
The thing is, I think we talked about this, but I think not on the podcast though. That's the thing.
Definitely did not talk about hentai Nazi Hitler is back.
I might have talked to a different friend about it, but I remember talking about it.
Yeah, no.
I would remember to the day I die if we discussed fucking hentai Nazi Hitler is back.
Which we are right now.
Yes, exactly. And I will remember this forever. Hentai Nazi Hitler is back is what the fuck? You fight. I know,
Wait,
right?
This implies the
I'm talking about
existence of
this
a
one.
previous
That
game.
fucking killed me. I was like, hentai Nazi
Nazi
Hitler is back. As in, he left and then returned.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There's a game called Hentai Nazi.
So wait, is it called hentai? So is the series Hentai
Oh,
Nazi
God.
and the sequel is Hentai Nazi Hitler is back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
the second one's just
Fair.
yeah.
Who?
You'll never,
One of
you'll
my
never
Steam
guess
friends
which
has
one.
this game. What the fuck?
It is me. I picked it up.
Wait, what?
It's not you. I checked.
I did. As I said a moment ago,
Really?
I want to make a video.
No, what?
I want to make a video on all those fucking cursed games I found. Watch on Degenerating.
Sorry.
We're doing right now. I'm working on a Skyrim video, and then like 2 weeks after that comes out, I'm hopefully gonna be able to put up some fucking set piece on Hentai Nazi Hitler is back and games of its nature.
It's a
What about
shitstorm.
Hentai Nazi?
I'll look into
like
it.
the
I'll see if
first
I
one?
can find. I've got a couple games I want to talk
I mean, it
about.
is
I
on
found a
Steam.
couple
It's only
winners while I
79
was
cents.
browsing that I want to discuss.
Oh, great.
Oh, fuck me. Sorry. Yeah, 2-second tangent so I can
Oh,
plug my
no.
channel.
I mean, Ryan, I expect you to plug our podcast and your channel as well.
Yes. Oh, I unquestionably. You know what? I'll do that. I'll be sure to put when I do the Skyrim video. I'll be sure to include a plug.
Okay, good. No, but still though, like what the fuck, you know? But I think it's more
What the fuck?
I think it's more like, you know, how our culture works now, where this commoditization of nearly everything, you know, it doesn't matter what it is, it's commoditized, you know. This thing, like, probably as a shit joke, and like a joke between friends, like, okay, commoditized, you know, for 75 cents. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Cursed world we live where I can't play Pussy 2 without dropping a cool $1.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What
You clearly see we have
Pussy
read.
3?
We also have read theory, as you see.
Truly, this is the darkest timeline.
You don't say. Yeah, probably. No, but Peter,
This is
though,
the best
what's your
episode.
experience with these type of games?
I mean, to be
Like,
honest,
no, I'm not saying experience, but like heard about it. This is this first time hearing about this. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've heard of various like bad games, but like, and porn games.
Yeah,
but,
oh
like,
my God,
these kind of games is like the first time.
2 second aside, I just remembered they ported fucking Galgun to VR.
Really?
Yes, they ported fucking Galgun.
They what now?
Oh God. Okay. I thought it was talking about like Galactical Gun. I didn't realize it was this Veeb shit right here.
No, Galgun 1 and 2.
Oh God. Is that a fucking?
I saw the fucking Game Grumps play it.
Well, what is
It's
this
more
game?
or less where high school girls wanted to rape you, more or less. That's my understanding.
Yeah, basically, like you. So I saw the Game Grumps play this like a couple years ago.
Cupid
so let me see if I
arrows.
can remember the plot. You get shot by like a love arrow or something, and for like a day, every girl is like madly in love with you. But you're trying to like confess your feelings for like a specific girl. So you get a magic love gun where you have to shoot the girls with your love so they don't like confess their feelings for you, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, when I was browsing
weird.
Steam games and when I saw fucking Galgun on VR, I fucking had whiplash. I died right there. I'm a corpse now.
Well, here's a better question: are you gonna buy it though?
I might.
Then you have to live stream this.
Oh God.
Obviously, if I buy it, I'm gonna make a video.
$30 dollars.
Because that's just too fucking cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Oh God. You should definitely do it.
I'm not emotionally ready. That's the problem. I'm 18. I have very little. By very little, I mean next to none in the realm of like, as I've said 10 moments ago, I'm not a porn dude. I'm not big into like smut of any kind. And so, on one hand,
like,
it's etchy.
On one hand, the concept of playing Galgun makes me feel mentally gross. But on the other hand, it's such like perfect bullshit that I really do want to try it. Like it has such a legacy. It's like Russian roulette. I'm not that interested in playing Russian roulette, but it's got so much history to it.
Yeah. But actually, here's the thing about like you're talking about these like porn puzzle games. Have you ever remembered this game called Honey Pop?
Oh my God, I do remember Honey Pop. Why are there so many porn puzzle games?
I blame it on Honey Pop. Let's be frank.
I don't understand porn games. I don't get it.
Again, it's a dopamine rush, work and reward,
Look, if you're big into anyone who's listening, if you're big into porn games, fucking full respect to you. It's very important that you have the adult ability to respectfully get your rocks off.
I mean, to be fair, I think I have a friend actually who's really into that stuff. So,
however, at the same time, I don't get it. Not yet, anyway. Maybe when
fair
I'm
enough,
older,
Right now, here's the thing: are you gonna play a porn game after this?
I don't know. I'm thinking about.
He's totally gonna play porn games after this. Like, don't even worry about it.
The true question is if he's gonna beat his meat to it.
What?
No. I haven't.
Well,
I have yet to get my rocks off to literally fucking anything.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know. I'm a prude.
No, I mean you're a Catholic, so that explains a lot.
Yeah. Former.
Okay.
I'm mistaken. Because I still. Oh, we're gonna get into this little fucking bag of worms.
Okay, let's get into this bag of worms then.
To put this in a succinct manner to offend as few people as possible. I still believe in a God, just like statistically. Because enough people have been like, this is probably a thing that I'm like, you know what? I can get behind that. That's a neat idea. I can understand that. My dad is an atheist, but we kind of have reached an understanding of like, he doesn't think there's a God, but he can accept that he's not fucking all-knowing. There could be.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows? And at the same time, I've adopted the opposite stance. I think there's a God, but I'm not omniscient. Who the fuck knows? When I was younger, I was a lot more like I went to church and Catholic school and all that jazz. And as I've sort of gotten at the time, I had a very actually like the Catholic kind of religious belief. As I've gotten older, it's kind of evolved a lot more into just like, I'm just going to do my best and just be nice to people. And if there happens to be a God who's like, hey, that was pretty cool, tight. And if there isn't, fuck.
I mean, to be frank, I more have the belief of if God itself is not an omnipotent being or some sort of like all-knowing thing, it is just more of how would you put this in a? Because you could be just saying like, oh, am I just treating science as a religion? I'm not. I'm saying in the sense of like, there are I guess morality is not developed in a vacuum, but it is developed by society. Like things that we connect to religion, I wouldn't really consider religion. I'm just consider like our own connection to each other more than anything else. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
So, because maybe there is a God, who knows? I mean, he can go fuck himself, or her, whatever it goes by, God.
Respectful.
Because it's there's all things how we think of what this omnipotent being is, and you wonder the shit we seeing right now, it's what the fuck? You have this the pseudo Gestapo and a bunch of cities doing these protest stills, it's what the fuck?
There.
Actually, on the topic of these pseudo Gestapos, have you ever guys watched Starship Troopers?
I've heard of it. I'm very
what about you,
Randy?
I have not.
Famousness. I have not actually watched it. No.
Yes, can you explain that to Peter then?
Explain what to Peter?
The Starship Troopers, or the basic idea of what it is.
If I'm remembering correctly, which there's a very good chance I'm not. Starship Troopers is the one with the giant fucking bugs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen some fucking movie or something including it. I don't even fucking know. All I remember about Starship Troopers is there are space guns, giant fucking bugs. It's considered to be very good.
Yeah. The thing is, it's not considered good because of what it is, but of how it's presented.
Okay.
So now let me explain this. Some more people can describe if what do you think if the Nazis would have won World War II?
Okay.
The fascism. Let's say fascism won World War II.
So Wolfenstein.
Yeah, okay. So no, think about Starship Troopers would have been a movie made unironically in Wolfenstein, If that makes sense.
Hold on.
It would be taken at face value, literally, as not in its deeper meaning to it and how we observe it as a society, but in the sense of how a fascist society will view it as an actual movie that is not critiquing fascism, but it's just more just depicting real life, beliefs and actions, but in a different setting.
Okay.
So. Yeah, okay, so that's what but Starship Troopers, it's more this ironic critique of fascism, while the book is kind of an opposite, where it's more of a praising of fascism. It's really fucking weird. But
that's not kind of fucking funky.
Yeah, I know. It's really weird, But it more describes where it's this sort of again, this is all interpretation here at this point, so just take this as you will, you may have a different interpretation, it's fine by me. But I see it as more akin to what happens when a fascist society goes to its natural conclusion. You saw what I don't know if you're big readers or knowledgeable of World War I, but what happened during the Soviet army march to Berlin.
I do not. Please enlighten me.
Okay, so more or less, I'm not gonna go into details because it's a lot of rape and murder, but then that's not what I'm talking about. But the thing is, what happened was the Germans were literally giving their own kids guns and told them to shoot at the Soviets, as literally their last defense, And you can sort of see that sort of same parallel near the end of Starship Troopers, where you see this, like, I think last ad, if I remember correctly, where you have a kid say, "Yeah, I'm doing my part." You know, it's like a little kid and like a more.
Is that meme? What's it? I'm doing my part.
Yeah, more or less. It's actually a kid. You know, because it's sort of like these bugs are on sort of like the Soviets, if that makes sense. In that case, where it's like it's the last stretch before Berlin.
That's
pretty
interesting. So it's like, if that makes sense, you know, I sort of see it as a movie if the Nazis made a sci-fi movie, you know, unironically, and like how their society would see it without the removing of that, like the Nazi not ideology, but removing features like instead of like Jews, it's the bugs, you know what I mean? Like this sort of like that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
You know, at least that's my take on it, you know.
Yeah.
No, but here's my hot take. We have almost arrived to that point here in the United States as you speak right now. You know.
Okay.
So, like, Rand, you remember like the whole war on terror? It's been a thing since all of us were born, right?
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, it's what's really fucked up is like you see like how, I don't know if you remember this, but like when we were younger, when the wars were still like happening, like well in the American psyche, that you know you still remember like those like war movies and like Transformer movies, which I would just consider borderline propaganda.
Yeah.
You know, and like how people are saying like it's almost the same thing, like how the Nazis would have made like Starship Troopers unironically, you know. But
yeah, basically when like every movie had a bad guy from the Middle East.
Yeah, no, exactly. But think about that. But instead of being like the Nazis, the Americans, you know, you know, but more so doing the same thing with the war of Iraq and Iran, not Iran, and Afghanistan. Like this whole war and terror, this continuous warmongering almost, you know, this jingoism. Then you get movies like this unironic movies like, you know, Transformers, where it's like, Jesus Christ, this is really fucked up, you know. I mean, it's a good action movie, I guess, with a cool explosion, you know, like nothing to remove like from the director's, you know, ability, you know, to make some cool ass stuff. But like, that's what I mean, this unironic, you know, sort of thing where you could kind of make it same connection, like where Starship Troopers was an ironic, you know, critical thinking of fascism. You see this unironic sort of like kind of militaristic here with American movies, you know, with Transformers and stuff.
So, question: do we have a current bad guy country?
I mean, if you mean everyone in the world, right? I mean, like China mainly.
No,
I guess at this point.
I mean for movies, for like, because for a long time it was Russia. Every bad guy in every movie was Russian.
Yeah.
And then for a while it was the Middle East. Do we have a current bad guy country for movies, or is it still just kind of whatever?
It's whatever at this point, because the thing is, it has been Chinese, because Hollywood is a big industry in China, so they don't want to lose the Chinese market, if that makes sense. So they're not going to put a bad guy Chinese person, you know. And like
fair.
Yeah, and you know, and you see like with Russia, it's like no one really care. Like nothing against like Russian people or anything. It's like not an offense to them, but most people don't really fucking care about, you know, a Russian bad guy, if that makes sense. Maybe unless it's like some espionage movie, like in Europe, you know, like you maybe have some Serbian.
Yeah, the
like,
concept of a Russian villain has kind of been slowly fading.
Yeah, because I mean there can be Russian villains, but the main issue, but the big feature is he or she is the villain, not he or she is a Russian villain, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's just he or she is this. Oh, she's just, you know. He or she is just a Russian who's a villain, you know. Yeah, the Russian is less, the nationality is less emphasized now, more or less, and it's more like, oh, you're a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know. But like the thing is, what I find interesting is like you see like how in our media we portray like Chinese as, you know, like, oh, like they're spying on their own like people, then like Peter, you're Chinese, right? Yeah, like you're from mainland China, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
You're from mainland China, like. Okay, anything like very specifically, because I know you were born in China, but like no idea where. Beijing, so like the capital.
Oh, tight. I didn't know that.
Okay, cool. So more or less, so you see, you remember hearing about those like NSA leaks, guys?
No, I don't.
How many years ago, like with the whole like, oh, United States government is spying on its people.
Yes. Okay, that's
Edward Snowden. Yeah, that stuff. And then you see recent years where people are criticizing why the Chinese companies have their fingers in like their own like, you know, tech industry, you know, like so obviously you're like, oh, these are state-run government like owned companies, and then you realize like the United States is doing the same thing with Silicon Valley, you know. Like I mean, the thing is, the NSA has put massive funding. I mean, it started with Reagan in the 80s, where they put massive funding because they were in threat with, you know, these Japanese and Korean tech companies from the 80s and 90s. So they had to fight these companies. So they started funding these like Silicon Valley startups, in like California and all, right? There's nothing really wrong, with that. But then you see the connection got more and more stronger, and you see these more connection. Or you see these Silicon Valley guys, are working in the federal government as like CIA or NSA people now, and vice versa. So and then people are saying like, oh, there's a separation. There isn't really a separation though, if you think about it.
Fair.
What is separating them? Is it's just one is unofficially run by the? I'm not saying the company's Google's run by the government. No, that's stupid. But I'm saying, but you're telling me that one will
Google
not
is
bend
the
backwards for the other. Also, China, it seems it's more obvious. Like there's a clear distinction. With the United States, it's kind of murky because you see like Apple like advertise over privacy, yet they would bend backwards to the U.S. government with stuff like, yeah, we'll give you the Apple Cloud backups or something.
Yeah, I guess it is a little screw-esque. It's very interesting.
Yeah. I think it's more akin to this because I don't know if you really realize we live in a more authoritative nation more than anything else in recent years. Well, not really recent, for a long time now. I think even before any of us were born, but it became more obvious of how authoritative it has become.
Okay.
Like okay, sorry, I'm forgetting this, but so do you guys understand? I understand you guys aren't the biggest political or economics theorists, guys, but how do you think American and the Chinese economies work compared to each other?
Well, my understanding of it is that we owe like a shitload of money to the Chinese government because we buy a bunch of shit.
I think, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like how the economics work compared to each other.
I don't know.
The thing is, they're nearly the same.
Okay.
So the thing is, most people, you see the sort of thing. I think we're going into a new Cold War because people are saying, like, you hear in the news like China's becoming the next superpower and all.
Yeah.
And the whole like Hong Kong thing. Like you heard about the Hong Kong thing, right?
Oh my god. Oh, yes, obviously.
Yeah, no. But if you see that, like, you could make similarities to other stuff, like with Hawaii, like Hawaii wanting independence, or like the independence movement in Hawaii, because it was for all intents and purposes invaded by the United States and becoming a state, big ass military base, Okinawa wanting to move the United States out to the island, right? So how is that any different? You understand what I mean? Where these authority, like the Chinese like government and the United States government, more enforcing their own distinction on these areas where the people don't want them. Albeit there are differences, there are major differences, and but I just find it interesting where it's like people don't realize that China is more a reflection of the United States. That's what I'm getting to. And how our governments work and policy wise. They're yeah, if you're saying China's bad for X, Y, and Z reasons, the United States is doing the same thing, but to you as well.
Same shit.
Exactly. Like those things are bad, but if you want to fix this, we need to fix our own issue because that's going to bite us in the back as well if you try to fix that in another country or try to, because the United States has acted as the world police for how many years now after the fall of the Soviet Union, like 40 years or so. It's not going to happen anymore because you have China as a rivaling world power at this point now. United States can't do shit.
We've been putting our hands in everyone's shit, and now finally there's someone else to be like, "Hey, put your shit in our shit. There's gonna be problems."
Yeah, I know. Like the thing is, the government has our foreign policy has most of the idea of we will not have any repercussions. It's like either I'm taking a fucking cookie from you. Am I getting repercussions from you, Randy?
Nope. You live full
exactly. Like that's what I mean. Like they think no one's gonna attack them. That's been clearly wrong from multiple reasons. Like with 9/11.
That's not a very good idea.
Yeah, I know, but this idea of no repercussion, that's our whole foreign policy. No one's gonna fucking fight us back. And then you see if China's like, yeah, we can fight you back in different ways. And then people are like giving the shit like, no, China's bad, motherfucker. It's the same thing. Just it's a mirror, but it's like excuse me for possibly racist remarks. I'm not trying to be here.
Talking more of a political thing than a
not like I know bad wording, but they're just the Chinese people are just you, but Chinese. That's it.
We're all doing the same shit.
Yeah, exactly. You could say that with any nation. But the thing is the Chinese thing. But the governments are the same.
Yeah, it's like if it's as if like one fucking robber goes like to rob a house and he comes out like he sees another robber goes in a different house like
Exactly.
you're a fucking
But
criminal.
Yeah, but the thing is with the Chinese and
And
United
I'm
States
not.
thing, the allegories, is the governments are nearly the same as well. Maybe two different systems, no denial of that. But our systems are being eroded, by multiple years of decades of corruption and such. Yeah, I know. Like, I know if you're,
corruption.
I know you
That's
guys
a
aren't
big
the big
problem.
news people,
Nope.
But you heard about what was happening. There was this. It got blew up a few days ago.
Nope.
Where there was like a federal police, arresting a person for no reason in like it was Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, I did actually hear about that.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck,
There's a lot of issues.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and here's another hot take.
There's a lot of
police
issues
force is
with
just
the
the
US
Gestapo.
police force.
They're not.
Oh yeah.
They're doing
I've
a
heard
bad
of being
job.
like
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I mean, I'm not saying like they are killing, like the police are killing Jews, instead of Jews, it's just black people, but besides the point,
I saw something very funny the other day.
Yeah, what?
On Reddit talking about police. It was like, well, to all the good cops out there, we understand that you exist, but as some of your friends would put it, you have a type.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing a good job, which is bad because they're the most like of all the people that need to like keep their shit locked. The police are pretty high fucking up there.
Yeah. The thing is with the police, there's no repercussions for them, You could say the same thing with the Gestapo. No, there's different reasons for what they each did, The police, but police have no repercussions for what they do, It's really the same applying of the American foreign policy, but as domestic policy as how we rule the country. That shit's fucked.
That ain't good. It's a bad time.
The only time where the police don't act like jackasses is whenever there's a motherfucking protesters with guns. Then there's like, okay, yeah, we're not gonna start a full-on fight here. Like you remember with the whole like the Karens, saying fighting for like getting their haircuts, and they brought their husbands with their guns and protested. The police never attacked them. But when you see a bunch of these people who are like peacefully protesting, the police attack them because they have no repercussions to do so. They have no reason to not.
There's no defense.
Exactly. And then I remember there's a protest about a few days ago in like Charleston where you had a bunch of these mostly Black Lives Matter people like holding guns and like almost protesting around like a statue or something, right? The police didn't do anything because if they did, they would have gotten shot.
There would have been a fight. Something would have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
exactly. Like fucking everyone's willing to pick on anyone as long as they can't fight you back.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's just more of a accumulation of what's been happening over the decades. This kind of blew up in our faces in our generation.
It's not great.
Yeah.
But we're doing our best. We're trying to figure it out slowly.
Yes. So yes, actually, I did tell you about this, right? My rant was going to get a bit dark,
Fair.
Yes. Sorry about it, making it the whole thing a bit more depressing, but
it's fine.
Besides the point.
The hope is that if we lock this shit down and figure it out while we're young, as we get older and we kill off the old people.
So you're trying to kill the boomers?
Hopefully over time we can figure it out. I mean, I'm not saying that like old people have to die or anything like that. It's crazy. Because I love my grandma very dearly.
Yeah, I know I'm being sarcastic.
But at the same time, I think there is a certain rut of tradition that we're kind of stuck in. And it's unfortunate that tradition is systematic corruption.
Yeah, no.
So I'm hoping that every generation we seem to like kind of figure out what shit is fucked, and B become a lot more into killing ourselves jokes, which I've noticed is kind of funny.
I think it's just more of our economic issues.
Every generation seems to like themselves less and
right?
just try to be more woke.
The thing is, it's more of an issue that the realization of they're going to be there's a good chance they're not going to be prosperous as the former generations, Because we sort of started seeing that with the Gen X, with the boomers, it's like, there's a good chance we might not be as well off as with our parents, with the whole rise of Japan and Korea and the tech sector, right? And then you have the rise of China and the manufacturing, like most globalization kind of ending all manufacturing in the United States that's not necessary.
Yeah.
And because of that, you're having these people who are like, oh yeah, we're not able to get jobs. These people are telling us to get college degrees, which is like, okay, that's good. More education done and generally does mean more well off, quality of life. But the thing is, as a generation, Gen Z and we're Gen Z and millennials are, even though we're gonna be more higher educated than our previous generations, we're gonna have a lower quality of life.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully, even if it's not our generation, even if it's a generation or two after us, I'm hoping that we can, over time, start to figure this shit out. Or I'll fucking die. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, to be frank, I think the time is too late at this point. At this time, it's just more like hunkering down and make sure past the worst, at this point. At least with climate change.
Well, didn't we? Yeah.
It's stay alive.
The way I see it, either we'll figure it out or we'll fucking die. Who knows?
Fair enough.
We'll get there.
I mean, to be frank, I think we're just gonna likely die. That's my bet.
Yeah, fair.
Because you're seeing the whole coronavirus thing. Our government wants us to, the federal government wants to put kids back into the public schooling in the summer, not in the summer, in the fall.
Schools.
A lot of the schools
in
want
which
to
case
reopen
people will
want
die.
that money.
I mean, we're talking about like public schooling, like with, because you can sort of realize the government doesn't really see the public schooling as a necessity. They sort of see it as like more like how just keep the kids away so the parents can work 8 hours a day for how many weeks. Like, you understand what I mean? It's not seen as an actual like benefit to the country or community. It's just more as a way to put away the kids so the parents can work. So, but schooling kind of was originally during the Industrial Revolution, and it kind of evolved more because the nations kind of was, that's kind of important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you see, the government, it's like, the government doesn't give two shits. They just want the parents to start working again,
Yeah. It's pretty fucking scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. This is why I'm going to move to New Zealand or Canada, hopefully.
Good luck.
Yes.
I would love to move to Australia, except I hate every fucking thing in that country.
To be frank, yeah.
Bro, I would
Spiders are cursed as fuck.
I mean, to be frank, Australia is literally just considered just the United States, but just more what you're considered, but the South.
Fair.
Like Southern Hemisphere, more or less. I mean, that's what it is considered,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, maybe I'll start working on a second language so I can fucking dip out of here before America explodes. We'll figure it out.
I mean, there's always Europe, and then there's some. Well, I mean, I don't know. You kind of would look sore out in like Asia or something. So maybe something like New Zealand or Australia.
I'm sure I'll look good baked in an atomic glaze. It'll be fine.
Yeah, atomic glaze. I love that sound. I'm blowing up in style.
All I'm saying is I'm gonna leave a real nice corpse.
Oh, fair enough. Crispy, I hope. But actually, have any of you guys played the Fallout games?
Yes, I have.
What's your favorite one?
4, because it's the only one I've played extensively.
Okay, I see. Yeah, anything but 76.
76.
I did forget. I did actually play quite a bit of 76 as well.
I mean, hasn't it gotten better over the few months?
Who legitimately gives a shit?
Fair enough. I've just heard it's gotten better, but I don't know. It's like it should have been like that in the beginning.
I played that game for the first month it came out, and I just cannot rouse myself to give a shit about any news I hear.
Fair enough.
I really tried.
Fair enough. That's understandable. Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you want to close up real quick now?
On the podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you for listening to the Oh God Why podcast, episode 15 or 16. I think it's 16 at this point. I think. No, it's 15.
Number 1.
Okay, thank you, Randy. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's me, your host, Umar Aslam, my co-host, Randy, and Peter. You guys have anything to say before we log off?
Be sure. Remember to pick up porn games while they're on sale.
This has been...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you for listening, and hope to see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye. Goodbye.